I'm speaking to you from Israel, where Palestinians have killed hundreds of Jews and injured thousands in an attack from the air, the land, and the sea. Terrorists from the Gaza Strip kidnapped over 100 Israeli men, women, and children and took them back into Gaza. And we are terrified to speculate what awaits these captives. Dozens of terrorists remain at large, and as I speak, missiles continue falling throughout the country. What is the narrative we should choose to embrace during these dire times? David HaMelech, King David wrote in Tehillim, Perek Yud Beis, chapter 12, verses 7 and 8. Imaros Hashem, Amaros Taharos. Hashem's words are pure words. Kesef Tsaruf, Ba'alil, Le'eretz Mizukak Shivasayim. They're like purified silver, clear to the world, refined sevenfold. This is referring to an incredible mastery that one generation had over Torah, like purified silver. Once there was a generation that possessed such clear and comprehensive mastery over the entire Torah. And yet, in the very next verse, David HaMelech begs Hashem, Ata Hashem tashmirem, titzurenu min ador zu le'olam. You, Hashem, please guard the innocent ones, and guard the innocent people. Protect them forever from such a generation. What could have been so dangerous about King David's generation, a generation that possessed so much Torah? So the Midrash Rabbah, Parshas Chukas, goes on and explains. Rabbi Yeshua said in the name of Rabbi Levi, Tinoko shahayu b'imei David, the young children during King David's time, ad shelo yitamu tam chet, before they could taste any sin, when they were so young, hayu yodim lefarish et Torah arbaim v'tisha panim latame, v'arbaim v'tisha panim tahor. They could explain 49 ways to make something pure and 49 ways to make something spiritually impure. Tremendous Torah knowledge. David mispalel aleihem v'omer. And yet, King David prayed about that generation, the generation he witnessed, and said, Ata Hashem tashmirem, please guard the innocent ones in this generation. Titzrenu min ador zu le'olam. Ribbono shel olam, Master of the universe, please guard the innocent people from this sort of a generation forever. Titzrenu min ador zu le'olam, guard them forever. Why? Because this generation, he says, shehu chayev kliya, this generation has done such terrible things, they deserve to be destroyed. V'achar kol shevach hazeh, after all this praise of their Torah, yotzi lemilchama, they went out to war, v'noflin, and they were destroyed. V'lama, why, the Midrash asks, because they had something called dilatorin. They went out to war and they were destroyed. Dilatorin. What is that? The Midrash goes on and contrasts. Aval dor shel Achav, the generation of Achav, kulan ovdei avodah zarah. All of them were idol worshippers. Because they didn't have this thing called dilatorin. They went out to war and they were victorious. What is dilatorin? Dilatorin can mean that someone chooses to view and describe other individuals in a negative light. Or it can mean that someone chooses to view our entire nation, Klal Yisrael, negatively and describe them as such. The Midrash is telling us that the secret ingredient to win wars is to view all our fellow Jews of all types in a favorable manner. Hundreds of people have been killed, thousands wounded, over 100 kidnapped and carried off to Gaza. Does anyone in Israel or anywhere in the diaspora care if these victims were politically left or right? If they were religious or if they were secular? None of us would feel a drop of relief if we found out that the sobbing young woman we all saw in the video being dragged by Hamas terrorists towards the Gaza border while begging for mercy was a member of one political party or another, no one would feel less sad if they found out that the people who were slaughtered by the wave of terrorists were religious or secular. This war instantly exposed the real truth of Klal Yisrael. In our hearts, we love each other. The soldiers all kissed their loved ones goodbye and headed off for duty with no politics, no judgment. Klal Yisrael found its heart, and we rose to the moment. Rabbi Moshe Alshich, a close student of the author of the Code of Jewish Law, Rabbi Yosef Karo, asked, why is it that the Torah describes the movement of thousands of Jewish troops towards the battlefield using the singular tense, ki tetzei lemelchama? It should say ki tetzu, when you, plural, go out to battle. But it doesn't. It says ki tetzei, when you, singular, go out to battle. And the Alshich answers, ki kol tokef nitzachon hamilchama. All of the strength that grants victory in war, talui ba'achdus Yisrael. It all depends on the unity of the Jews. When we are united, Hashem walks with us and creates open miracles. Practically, there are three things we should be doing right now. First, if you live in Israel, make proper hishtadlus to protect your life. If you have a smartphone, get the Red Alert app, which will notify you of incoming missiles, so you can get to a bomb shelter. At least once a day, check the Israeli government security instructions to see if you can leave your home, and if you can, where you can go. Those are available on the radio, in the newspaper, and on the net. That's number one. Number two, relate to those who are in distress as your brothers and sisters. Try to identify their needs and help them. Do they need you to donate blood? Do they need you to share your home with them so they can get their families out of harm's way? Do hospitals or trauma centers need volunteers? Does your community need you to keep your business open? Third, do everything you can to assist our nation spiritually. Daven for our soldiers, the families of those who've been killed, the health of those who've been wounded, and the future of those who have been kidnapped. If the government permits, and you're chayav to daven with a minyan, then join Klal Yisrael. Don't be a loner. Not right now. And if you have even a few spare minutes during the day, learn some Torah. Torah protects Jewish lives. And just as we have risen to the moment throughout history, so too we will today. We've already moved in a loving direction, and that movement will only gather inertia in the coming days. May Hashem quickly bless us with shalom.